Transfers of Western military equipment have been key to Ukraine's resistance so far. The latest round of pledges by Ukraine's allies has involved advanced main battle tanks such as the Leopard 2 from Germany and the Abrams from the US. But now there is widespread talk of the possibility that the US and her allies could augment Ukraine's inferior Soviet-era air force with modern sophisticated F-16 fighters. In February 2022, it was reasonable to assume the Russian Air Force would quickly establish superiority and gain a level of control and freedom to attack Ukrainian ground forces and strike vital civil and military infrastructure. The Russian Air Force is one of the largest air forces in the world. It has hundreds of combat aircraft in service compared with fewer than 100 for Ukraine. The Russian Air Force also had recent experience of air operations over Syria, where it was instrumental in securing the regime of Bashar al-Assad. It had also recently embarked on extensive modernization that ought to have widened a technical lead over Ukraine. But in contrast to early expectations, Ukraine's skies remain contested. In Western military doctrine, establishing a measure of control in the air is a textbook prerequisite to protect friendly air and ground forces. Control of the skies is gained by eliminating enemy combat aircraft fleets and their command systems and air defenses on the ground. NATO demonstrated this doctrine at work in the First Gulf War, where an air offensive lasting 38 days knocked out most of Iraq's air defenses and a large proportion of its ground forces and equipment, allowing a startlingly rapid and successful ground campaign. The strategy was also followed in the former Yugoslavia in the 1999. But it became apparent that despite recent experiences in Syria, the Russian Air Force could not achieve absolute air superiority over the Ukrainian skies for a multitude of reasons. Importantly, Ukraine has combined different classes of surface-to-air missiles to create a robust, overlapping air defense network. This includes weapons made available by Western supporters, including the sophisticated Patriot missile defense system, which forces Russian aircraft to fly at low altitudes or run the high risk of being shot down. At lower altitudes, inexpensive and portable air defense systems manpads such as the US-made Stinger are proving effective against Russian low-flying aircraft, and, by nature, are hard to be found and targeted. More and more sophisticated weaponry from West may transform Ukrainian strategy from defensive to offensive. And this brings us to the talks of transferring F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. As a fighter, the F-16 would be a better match against Russian MiG-29 and Sukhoi Su-27 fighters than Ukraine's current fleet. This largely consists of the same aircraft, but in Russia's case, these Soviet-era mainstays have been upgraded and importantly augmented by more advanced aircraft such as the Su-35. This gives Russia an overall technical superiority in the air. A fleet of F-16s, modernized to use current NATO equipment, and supported by access to maintenance and parts would be an extremely valuable addition to Ukraine's air force and could boost Ukraine's capability to attack ground targets. But by itself, the F-16 cannot provide a decisive edge. Ukraine will need the F-16 in numbers, as well as extensive supplies of replacement parts and armaments. Importantly, it will also need time to train the pilots with the aircraft and its modern weapons. To mount a modern air campaign of NATO style, and so gain more freedom in the air, Ukraine will also need to support its F-16s with other assets such as tanker aircraft to expand the F-16's flying range. This would allow for strikes against enemy ground positions and forces far behind the front line. Most importantly, upgrading Ukraine's fleet of aircraft would mean modernizing its air warfare doctrine and moving closer to the more sophisticated principles and strategies currently used by NATO countries. This could give Ukraine an edge in the air war, which would undoubtedly improve its position on the ground. If given to Ukraine, the biggest challenge an F-16 would face in air is Su-35 or even Su-57. The F-16 Fighting Falcon and Su-35 Flanker are both highly capable modern fighter aircraft. F-16 is a single-engine fighter, while the Su-35 is a twin-engine heavyweight air superiority fighter. Both of them have their own specialties. F-16 is better known for its sophisticated avionics with beyond visual range missiles, where the Su-35 is better known for super maneuverability and longer range. The outcome of air battle between them would highly depend on the F-16 variant given to Ukraine. Su-35 would most likely dominate over all other F-16 variants with its much wider-looking urban radar and longer-range missiles, such as R-37, except if new Block 70, 72 are given to Ukraine. Block 70 F-16s are the latest from Lockheed Martin, and it comes with a lot of fifth-generation capabilities derived from F-35 program. This would definitely give a tough time to already struggling Russian Air Force. F-16s would definitely give Ukraine a much-needed capability and morale boost. But victory would still be far from assured. Thanks for watching. Like and share this video. And follow for more.